Chosen ones, you'll regret not hearing this destiny unfolds on Saturday. Listen. Chosen one, this is not a coincidence that you are here in this moment, listening, reading, and feeling the stirring in your spirit, because destiny never knocks twice in the same way. It comes once, and those who are awake recognize the call. There is an appointed time, a sacred moment, when what has been hidden in silence begins to roar in the open, and I am telling you that moment is upon you. Saturday is not just a day on the calendar. It is a symbol of divine unfolding, the appointed hour when the seeds you planted in faith begin to break through the soil of reality. Too many walk through life asleep, ignoring the whisper within that keeps telling them, there is more, there is greater, there is destiny waiting. But you, chosen one, cannot afford to miss this. To ignore this voice is to delay your own blessing, to resist the very current of life that is trying to lift you higher. Destiny is not something you stumble into by chance. It is something you awaken to, claim, and embody with conviction. Regret only comes when you fail to act on what you already know deep inside, that you were made for this moment, designed for this hour, and created for such a time as this. So I say to you with urgency, listen, because your destiny is unfolding now, and if you miss it, you will spend your days wondering what could have been. Destiny is already written within you, chosen one. Hear this truth and let it burn into your spirit. Nothing in your life is random, nothing is accidental, and nothing is outside of the great design written within you before you even took your first breath. Destiny is not something you chase in the outer world. It is the inner script that plays itself out in time, the invisible pattern that silently weaves your life into its perfect unfolding. Every moment, every experience, every seeming coincidence is not by chance but by design, and the design comes not from the world outside, but from the state of consciousness you carry within. You see, the world you see with your eyes is nothing more than a mirror of the world you accept within your imagination, and the destiny you long for is not somewhere far away. It is already written in the depths of your being, waiting for you to awaken and claim it. Too often, people live as victims of circumstances, blaming others, blaming fate, or blaming luck, when in reality they are looking at the reflection of their own inner beliefs. Destiny does not happen to you, it happens through you. If you hold in your imagination the vision of success, of fulfillment, of purpose, the world must bend itself to bring that image into reality, for the outer world has no choice but to reflect the inner conviction of the one who believes. What you are experiencing right now, in this very moment, is nothing more than the harvest of the thoughts, feelings, and assumptions you planted yesterday, and what you dare to assume as true today, even before you see a single sign of it, will become your tomorrow. This is the law of life. Destiny unfolds not from chance but from consciousness. You must understand, chosen one, that you were not born empty. You were born full. Before you came into this world, the seed of your entire journey was already placed within you. Just as the oak tree is hidden inside the acorn, so is the fullness of your destiny hidden within your spirit. That seed carries your purpose, your calling, your greatness, and every experience you will ever need to rise into the fullness of who you are meant to be. But here is the mystery. A seed does not show its fruit at once. It takes root, it grows in darkness, it pushes through the soil, and only then does it appear in the light. So it is with you. You may not see the fullness of your destiny yet, but it is there, alive and active, shaping the circumstances of your life in ways you cannot yet comprehend. What you must do is trust that inner script, feed it with faith, and refuse to let doubt uproot what God has already written within you. Think of this. Every desire you have ever felt, every dream that stirs in your heart is not random. It is the whisper of destiny calling you. Desire is not something you create. It is something you receive. You don't choose your greatest desires. They choose you. That vision of a better life, that longing for freedom, that hunger for impact, it is the voice of your destiny reminding you of what is already yours in the unseen realm. Do not dismiss it. Do not treat it as fantasy, for the truth is this. If you can imagine it, it already exists within you, waiting for you to claim it. Imagination is the womb of destiny, and what you dare to hold in imagination with feeling and faith must, by the very law of life, manifest in your world. So I ask you, chosen one, what story are you telling yourself? What destiny are you writing with your thoughts, with your feelings, with your assumptions about life? Because every thought carries a seed, and every seed grows according to its nature. If you dwell on fear, your destiny reflects fear. If you dwell on lack, your destiny reflects lack. But if you dwell on abundance, faith, and victory, your destiny reflects the glory of those assumptions. Do not be deceived. You are not waiting on life. Life is waiting on you. The script is written, yes, but you are the one who chooses which part of the script you step into. The stage of life is vast, and the roles are many. You can live as a victim or as a victor. You can live as one forgotten or as one chosen. The choice is yours, and it begins in the inner world of imagination. Chosen one, I tell you this with urgency. Regret comes not from what happens to you, but from what you fail to claim within. Too many people leave this world never having lived their destiny, not because it was denied to them, but because they denied themselves the courage to believe. They listened to the doubts of the world, the fear of failure, the voices that said, "It's not possible, it's not for you, it will never happen." And in doing so they silenced the only voice that matters, the voice within. Do not let that be your story. Do not be among those who bury their destiny beneath excuses and fear. Stand up and claim what is already yours. Declare within yourself, even if the world laughs, I am destined for greatness, I am chosen for this, and my life will reflect the truth of what God has placed within me. You may ask, but how can I change my destiny if it is already written? And I tell you, destiny is both fixed and fluid. The seed is fixed. It already contains the tree, but how that tree grows, how tall it becomes, how strong it stands, depends on the care you give it. So it is with you. The essence of your destiny cannot be erased, but whether you rise into it or remain blind to it depends on your faith, your persistence, and your willingness to believe against all appearances. Chosen one, nothing in the outer world can stop you when you decide within yourself that destiny is yours. Circumstances may delay you, people may doubt you, storms may test you, but none of these can rewrite the script written within your spirit. The only one who can deny your destiny is you, by refusing to believe. So listen carefully. Your destiny is already written within you, but it will only unfold to the degree that you dare to believe it is real. Your imagination is the pen that writes your tomorrow, your assumptions are the ink, and your faith is the paper on which it is written. Begin now to write boldly, to imagine fearlessly, to assume the best with unwavering conviction. Stop waiting for signs and start being the sign. Stop looking outside and start listening inside. For the kingdom is within you, and within that kingdom lies the script of your destiny. When you align your imagination with the truth of that inner script, life has no choice but to bend, shape, and rearrange itself to fulfill what was always meant to be. And so I tell you, chosen one, destiny is not somewhere in the distance, waiting to be found. It is here, it is now, it is already written within you. The question is not whether destiny exists, but whether you will awaken to it, believe it, and live it. Do not miss this. Do not let fear rob you. Do not let doubt delay you. Listen to the voice within and rise, for the world is waiting to see the manifestation of what God has already placed inside you. Your destiny is alive, it is certain, and it is calling your name. Saturday, as the day of unveiling, chosen one, hear me with the ears of your spirit. Saturday is not just another day on the calendar. It is the symbol of divine timing, the sacred moment when what was hidden becomes revealed, when what was sown in silence breaks forth into manifestation. Saturday is the day between the struggle and the resurrection, the day between the planting and the harvest, the day where destiny, which has long been concealed in the soil of your faith, begins to press against the surface and show itself to the world. Too often we look at time as ordinary, but time itself is a servant of destiny. Every day has its meaning, every season its purpose, and Saturday stands as the threshold between what you have endured and what you are about to step into. It is the day of unveiling, when the veil is lifted and the unseen takes form before your eyes. Do not mistake this for superstition. It is a spiritual principle. Life unfolds in appointed times, and when that appointed time comes, nothing and no one can stop it. Saturday represents the hour when your waiting is no longer in vain, when the long nights of prayer and faith, when the battles fought in silence, when the tears you thought no one saw, suddenly align into breakthrough. Think of it, every seed planted must first endure darkness. It must be hidden beneath the soil, unseen and uncelebrated. But when its Saturday comes, when its appointed unveiling arrives, nothing can keep it buried. It pushes through, it breaks the ground, and what was once invisible becomes undeniable. Chosen one, your Saturday is that moment when destiny begins to show its face. You may not see the fullness yet, but you see enough to know the promise is real. Saturday is the evidence, the first glimpse, the confirmation that what you believed was not in vain. And yet many miss their Saturday because they are too distracted, too busy looking for signs in the outer world instead of recognizing the stirring within. Destiny does not scream, it whispers. The unveiling is subtle at first, just a shift, a movement, a divine alignment that only the attentive heart will notice. Saturday does not come with trumpet blasts for everyone. It comes with quiet assurance for those who are awake. This is why I urge you, chosen one, to remain alert, to listen inwardly, to be sensitive to the signs of destiny moving. Saturday is not about waiting for a miracle to fall out of the sky. It is about recognizing that the miracle has already begun, that the unfolding is in motion, that what you have prayed for is already here, taking shape before your eyes. Think of the pattern. Friday represents death, the season of endings, the time when it seems all is lost. Many stop at Friday, mourning what was, despairing over what seems broken. But destiny does not end on Friday. Saturday is the day of preparation, the day when the unseen work is taking place, when heaven is arranging the pieces, when life is writing the script behind the curtain. And then comes Sunday, the day of resurrection, the full manifestation of glory. But Saturday is where most people lose faith, because Saturday looks quiet, it looks still, it looks like nothing is happening. Yet Saturday is everything. It is the bridge between promise and fulfillment. It is the silence before the song, the pause before the breakthrough, the unveiling of destiny in its first light. Chosen one, do not despise your Saturday. Do not mistake stillness for absence. Do not assume silence means nothing is happening. Your Saturday is the proof that the shift is already here. You may feel the tension, the in-between, the sense that you are no longer who you were but not yet who you will be. That is Saturday. It is uncomfortable, yes, because unveiling requires transition, and transition always stretches you. But rejoice in that stretch, for it means the unveiling is close. Just as the child in the womb presses against the walls before birth, so your destiny presses against the walls of your life before it bursts forth into manifestation. Saturday is the labor before delivery, the unveiling of what was long hidden, and I tell you this, when Saturday comes, no force in the world can hold back what is meant to be revealed. The stone that sealed the tomb had to be rolled away. The soil that covered the seed had to break. The barriers that held you down must give way. Destiny is not polite. It will push, it will press, it will break through whatever stands in its path, but you must recognize it. You must be awake enough to see it and bold enough to claim it. Many people stand in their Saturday and say, "It looks the same, nothing has changed," and in doing so they miss the unveiling, but the chosen recognize the shift. They sense the new energy, the divine alignment, the fresh opportunity, and they step into it with faith. Saturday is also the day of unveiling because it exposes what is false. When your destiny begins to rise, those who were never truly for you will be revealed. Relationships that cannot carry the weight of your calling will fall away. Doors that were not meant for you will close. Saturday unveils not just your promise, but also your path, clearing away what no longer belongs. This unveiling may feel painful at first, because it strips away the familiar, but it is necessary, for you cannot carry the old into the new. Saturday prepares you by revealing who and what must remain as you step into the fullness of your destiny. Chosen one, understand this truth. Saturday is symbolic, but it is also real. There are appointed times in your life when destiny unveils itself, and if you are asleep, you will regret missing them. That is why I say listen. Do not be distracted by the noise of the world, the opinions of people, the fear of failure. Tune your ear to the inner whisper, for it will tell you when your Saturday has come, and when it does, act. Do not hesitate, do not delay, do not talk yourself out of it. The unveiling comes once, and if you do not move in alignment, you may spend years circling the wilderness. But if you recognize it and step boldly, everything shifts in your favor. So I declare to you, your Saturday is here. The unveiling is happening even now. The dreams you thought were buried are stirring. The prayers you thought were unanswered are alive. The destiny you thought was distant is pressing at your door. Do not miss it. Do not doubt it. Do not let your eyes deceive you. Trust the unseen, for the unseen is what is becoming seen. Saturday is not just a day. It is your moment, your unveiling, your appointed time. Step into it with faith, for what was hidden is about to be revealed. Imagination is the seed of your future, chosen one. Hear this truth with your inner ear. Everything you will ever become, everything you will ever achieve, every destiny you will ever walk into, begins not in the world outside, but in the world within your imagination. Imagination is not child's play, nor is it fantasy. It is the womb of creation, the secret place where the invisible becomes visible, where thought becomes form, where spirit becomes flesh. The life you live right now, whether you love it or despise it, is nothing more than the harvest of seeds planted long ago in the soil of your imagination. Every action you have taken, every path you have chosen, every door you have walked through, all began with a thought, a picture, a belief that you allowed yourself to accept as true. Imagination is the seed of your future, and like every seed, it grows according to its kind. If you plant seeds of fear, you reap fear. If you plant seeds of doubt, you reap failure. But if you dare to plant seeds of faith, seeds of greatness, seeds of abundance, then your harvest will be filled with the fruit of destiny. The world may try to convince you that circumstances control you, but the chosen know the truth. Circumstances are nothing more than reflections of the imaginal seeds sown in the past. Change your imagination, and you change your world. Consider this: an architect cannot build a house without first imagining it. The blueprint exists in the mind before it exists in brick and stone. The farmer does not walk into a field expecting corn without first planting corn. He knows the harvest will always match the seed. In the same way, you cannot expect a life of joy, wealth, purpose, and freedom if you constantly sow seeds of worry, lack, and limitation in your imagination. The law of life is exact. You reap what you sow. Your imagination is the field, your thoughts are the seeds, your emotions are the water, and your faith is the sunlight that draws the seed into manifestation. Many fail not because destiny denied them, but because they refuse to plant the right seeds, or they uproot them with doubt before they can take root. Chosen one, if you want to see a new future, you must plant new seeds in the soil of your imagination and nurture them with persistence until they grow. And here lies the mystery. Imagination is not merely daydreaming. It is feeling, it is believing, it is assuming the reality of what you desire before it shows up. The seed is not planted when you casually think a thought. The seed is planted when you feel it as real, when you let the vision live in you so strongly that it becomes more real than the outer world. That is when the seed takes root. Imagination clothed in emotion becomes faith, and faith always produces. This is why chosen ones can endure hardship with a smile. They carry within themselves a vision so strong, so alive, that no outer storm can shake them. They know the harvest is guaranteed because the seed is already planted, but here is the tragedy: most people live as prisoners of their past imagination. They rehearse their failures, replay their disappointments, relive their pain, and in doing so, they continue to plant the same seeds of defeat over and over again. Then they wonder why their life never changes. Life cannot change until imagination changes. You cannot walk into a new destiny carrying the old pictures of yourself. If you see yourself as weak, the world will reflect weakness. If you see yourself as poor, the world will mirror poverty. But if you see yourself as chosen, as victorious, as abundant, as powerful, then life must bend to that assumption, because the outer world is a servant of the inner vision. Imagination is the seed of your future because it sets the trajectory of your destiny. Whatever you continually imagine, you move toward. It is the compass of the soul. Chosen one, stop asking, "What will happen to me?" and start asking, "What am I imagining for myself?" For that is the true cause of your future. Nothing happens without first being imagined, even the smallest actions, what you eat, where you go, how you speak, all begin with an image in your mind. Scale that up, and you will see why entire lives are shaped by imagination. Nations rise and fall because of imagination. Inventions are born, movements are sparked, revolutions ignite, all from someone daring to imagine something different, and so it is with you. Your personal revolution, your breakthrough, your destiny will come when you stop repeating the old imaginal patterns and dare to plant a new seed. Do not despise the smallness of your beginning. The seed always looks insignificant, but within it lies the power to create a forest. Your imagination may seem small now, fragile, unbelievable even, but within that seed lies your entire future. Guard it, nurture it, and believe in it, for in due time it will grow into something beyond your wildest expectations. The chosen understand this. They are not distracted by the barrenness of the field. They trust the seed in the soil. They know the seed is working even when nothing seems to be happening. That is why patience is essential. Imagination is not instant magic. It is the beginning of a process that unfolds in time. But if you persist in holding the vision, if you refuse to let go, then what you imagined must appear in your world. It is law. Chosen one, understand this also. Your imagination is not private. The energy of your imagination radiates into the world around you, drawing to you the people, opportunities, and circumstances that match your inner picture. You are like a magnet, pulling into your life whatever image you consistently carry within. This is why you cannot afford to dwell on lack, on sickness, on fear, because those images are seeds that attract more of their kind. Instead, dwell on abundance, on health, on love, on victory. Imagine yourself already living the life you desire. Feel it as though it is happening now, and life will conspire to bring it to pass. You are not waiting for the future, you are creating it. You are not a victim of chance, you are the gardener of destiny, and let me tell you, chosen one, the most powerful use of imagination is to see yourself as already being the person you are destined to become. Stop imagining success as something separate from you, out there in the distance. Instead, assume the state of success now. Walk as if you are already there, speak as if you are already it, feel as if you are already living it. This is how the seed grows, by living in the reality of it before the world sees it. When you take on the identity of your desire, the outer world has no choice but to reflect it. This is the great secret. Destiny unfolds not by waiting for change, but by imagining and assuming change now. So I ask you, what are you planting today? Are you sowing seeds of fear or seeds of faith? Seeds of regret or seeds of possibility? Seeds of doubt or seeds of destiny? Your future will only be as rich as the seeds you plant in your imagination right now. Do not waste another moment planting weeds of worry. Begin today to plant the vision of who you are truly meant to be. Imagine boldly, believe fiercely, and persist without wavering, for your imagination is not make believe, it is creation in motion. Chosen one, let this truth sink deep into your soul. Your imagination is the seed of your future, and the harvest is certain. What you imagine consistently with feeling and faith must become your reality. This is not wishful thinking, it is the law of life. The seed contains the tree, the vision contains the destiny, and your imagination contains your future. Guard it, nurture it, and believe it, for what you dare to imagine today will be the life you live tomorrow. Silence and stillness are doors to revelation. Chosen one, there is a power so overlooked, so underestimated, yet it is the very gateway to destiny, the very doorway to revelation, and that power is silence and stillness. The world today is noisy, chaotic, filled with endless voices demanding your attention. social media feeds, the opinions of others, the weight of responsibilities, and the chatter of your own restless thoughts. And in that storm of noise many wonder why they cannot hear direction, why they cannot see clearly, why their path feels hidden. But revelation is not found in noise, it is birthed in silence. Guidance does not come in chaos, it comes in stillness. The deepest truths, the whispers of destiny, the instructions for your next step, are not shouted from the rooftops, they are whispered in the quiet of your spirit. If you do not learn to be still, you will miss the voice that is trying to lead you. For silence is not empty, it is full. Stillness is not absence, it is presence. It is in those quiet moments when you shut out the noise of the outer world that you encounter the inner world where destiny is revealed. Chosen one, do not despise silence, do not fear stillness. Many run from silence because it feels uncomfortable. They are so used to distraction that stillness feels like emptiness. But it is in that emptiness that everything is born. Consider the seed buried in the soil. It grows in silence, in hidden stillness, away from the eyes of the world. Consider the womb. It is in quiet darkness that life is formed. Consider the stars. They shine in the silence of the night sky. So, too, your destiny is revealed in stillness. The outer world may applaud action, but the inner world requires silence. Without silence, you cannot hear the whisper of intuition. Without stillness, you cannot sense the stirring of revelation. The world celebrates noise, but destiny is conceived in quiet. It is no accident that the greatest breakthroughs often come after moments of deep stillness. When you withdraw from the crowd, when you silence the voices of doubt and distraction, when you sit alone with yourself and listen inwardly, clarity comes. Suddenly you know what to do, suddenly the path becomes clear, suddenly revelation dawns. This is not coincidence, it is law, for silence aligns you with the voice within, and that voice is the compass of your destiny. Too many chosen ones miss their breakthrough because they are constantly seeking advice outside, constantly running to others for confirmation, constantly filling their mind with noise. But your true guidance does not come from outside, it comes from within. And that inner voice can only be heard in silence. Chosen one, if you want to unlock revelation, you must cultivate stillness. Set aside time each day to disconnect from the world and connect with the silence within. Close your eyes, still your mind, and listen. At first you may hear nothing but the noise of your own restless thoughts, but do not give up, persist. The longer you sit in silence, the quieter those thoughts become, until eventually the still small voice emerges, the voice of destiny, the whisper of revelation, the guidance that has been waiting all along. That is the door to revelation, and you must walk through it daily. Stillness is not laziness, it is alignment. Silence is not passivity, it is power. When you are still, you are not doing nothing. You are aligning with everything. You are tuning into the frequency of destiny. You are listening to the rhythm of your life's unfolding. You are making space for revelation to flow. Think of it like tuning a radio. If the dial is filled with static, you cannot hear the station clearly. But when you fine-tune it, the music comes through. Your mind is the same. In noise, all you hear is static. In silence, the signal comes through clearly, and that signal is revelation. But understand this, chosen one, silence is not always comfortable because silence reveals. In stillness, you cannot hide from yourself. You hear your fears, your doubts, your insecurities, and many avoid silence for this reason. They do not want to confront themselves, but revelation requires confrontation. You cannot step into your destiny while running from yourself. You must sit in stillness long enough to face your own inner shadows, to acknowledge them and to release them, for only then can the pure voice of destiny be heard. Silence strips away illusion and reveals truth, and truth is the foundation of destiny. Do you see now why so few find revelation? Because so few are willing to be still. They are addicted to motion, addicted to noise, addicted to distraction. They believe productivity is found in constant doing, but true productivity is found in alignment. A single moment of revelation birthed in silence can save you years of wasted effort in noise. One whisper of clarity can redirect your entire life. Stillness is the shortcut, the secret, the hidden key that most overlook. Yet you, chosen one, are being reminded now because your destiny requires revelation, and revelation requires silence. So I urge you, make stillness your practice. Rise early and sit in silence. Pause during your day and breathe deeply, quieting your mind. End your night in stillness, listening within before you sleep. These moments may feel small, but they are sacred. They are doors. Every time you enter silence, you open a door to revelation. Every time you embrace stillness, you step into alignment with destiny. The more you practice, the clearer the voice becomes, until one day you no longer doubt. You know. And when you know, you move with authority, you walk with confidence, you live with certainty, because revelation has given you clarity. Chosen one, let this truth echo in your heart. Silence and stillness are not empty. They are the doors to revelation, the gateways to destiny. Without them, you will always be chasing shadows, running in circles, lost in noise. But with them, you walk straight into purpose, guided by the voice that never fails. Learn to trust the silence, to embrace the stillness, to find comfort in the quiet, for it is there that your destiny unfolds. The world will tell you to do more, to push harder, to make noise, but I tell you, be still and know. In stillness you will see, in silence you will hear. And what you see and hear there will carry you further than all the noise of the world ever could. Regret comes only from ignored faith, chosen one. Listen closely, because what I am about to tell you may save you from the greatest sorrow a soul can ever carry. The sorrow of regret. Regret is not born from failure. Regret is not born from mistakes. Regret is not even born from loss. Regret comes only from ignored faith, from those moments when you knew deep inside what to do, when your spirit whispered the truth, when your heart burned with conviction, and yet you silenced it, doubted it, delayed it, or turned away. That is where regret is born, not in the things you tried and failed, but in the things you were called to do and never did. The world deceives many into thinking regret comes from taking risks, from daring boldly, from stepping out, but the chosen know better. The deepest regret comes from knowing you had the chance to believe, to act, to step into your destiny, and you ignored the voice within. Faith is the currency of destiny, the bridge between imagination and manifestation, the power that takes what you have seen within and calls it forth into reality. And every time you feel that inner nudge, that quiet certainty, that sense of this is mine, you are being invited to walk in faith. But faith always asks something of you. It asks you to trust without proof, to move without guarantees, to believe before the evidence shows. And it is in that space, in that sacred gap between the invisible and the visible, that many stumble. They hesitate. They say, I'll wait until I see a sign. I'll wait until everything is secure. I'll wait until others agree. But destiny does not wait for perfect conditions. Destiny unfolds when you obey faith. And when you ignore that moment, when you silence that inner knowing, regret is planted in your soul like a seed that will haunt you later. Chosen one, the reason regret is so heavy is because it reveals what could have been. It is the echo of a destiny missed, the shadow of a life unlived. Failure can be redeemed, mistakes can be corrected, losses can be restored. But ignored faith is irreversible, because time never repeats the same opportunity in the same way. Yes, new opportunities may come, but the one you missed will never return as it was, and so regret whispers to you in the quiet hours, reminding you of the times you knew but did not act, the times you believed but did not move, the times you saw the door open but refused to walk through. That is why I tell you with urgency, never ignore faith. When the voice within speaks, act. When your spirit burns with conviction, obey, for regret is far heavier than risk, and hesitation costs more than failure ever could. Think of it, what is the worst that can happen if you follow faith? You stumble, you fall, you face resistance, you face delays. But even in those you learn, you grow, you rise stronger. Failure is never final for the chosen. It becomes fuel, it becomes training, it becomes preparation for greater. But what happens when you ignore faith? Nothing. And nothing is worse than something, for nothing leaves you empty, nothing leaves you stagnant, nothing leaves you haunted by what if. Chosen one, do not let what if be the story of your life. Let I did, I believed, I obeyed, I lived be your story. The reason ignored faith breeds regret is because faith is the language of your destiny. Every time you feel faith rise in you, it is destiny speaking. It is your future calling you into alignment. When you ignore it, you are not merely ignoring an idea. You are ignoring your own future self, the higher version of you already alive in the unseen. Faith is your bridge to that future, and when you cut off the bridge, you remain stuck in the present while your destiny waits on the other side. That is why regret is so sharp, because deep down you know you were meant for more, but you chose less. Chosen one, you cannot afford to live in ignored faith. Life is too short, destiny too urgent, the call too great. Every time faith rises, see it as a gift, a divine opportunity, a chance to step into alignment with what has already been written within you. Do not wait for the world to agree. Do not wait for the evidence to appear. Do not wait for perfect timing. Faith itself is the timing. The moment you feel it is the moment to act. The whisper does not come early. It does not come late. It comes right on time. And if you silence it, you silence the very path to your destiny. Think of all the chosen ones before you who lived lives of greatness, not because they were smarter, not because they were luckier, but because they obeyed faith. They stepped when it made no sense. They moved when others laughed. They believed when everything said it was impossible. And because they obeyed faith, destiny unfolded. They did not avoid regret by playing safe. They avoided regret by trusting the voice within. The world remembers those who acted in faith, not those who ignored it. And so too will your life be defined, not by what you dreamed of, not by what you imagined, but by what you had the courage to believe and act upon. And hear me on this, faith ignored does not disappear, it turns into doubt, and doubt multiplies. Every time you silence faith, you strengthen fear. Every time you delay, you weaken your own conviction. And eventually you build a habit of ignoring yourself, of distrusting your own inner voice, until regret becomes a permanent companion. But you can break that cycle now. You can decide this very moment that you will no longer ignore faith. You will no longer hesitate when conviction comes. You will no longer silence the whisper within. You will trust it, obey it, and move with it, even if the world does not understand. For chosen one, your destiny depends on it. Let me tell you the truth, regret only visits those who ignore. It never visits those who try. The one who tries and fails sleeps peacefully, knowing they gave their all. The one who obeys faith, even if the road is hard, carries no regret, because they know they honored the voice within. But the one who ignores faith, who buries conviction under excuses, who lets fear drown out the whisper, will live with regret that no success can erase. Do not let that be your story. Let your story be one of faith, of courage, of boldness, of obedience. Let your story be that you heard and you acted, you believed and you stepped, you trusted and you saw. So, chosen one, take this word deep into your heart. Regret comes only from ignored faith. Do not ignore it. Do not delay it. Do not silence it. When faith rises, move. When conviction comes, act. When your spirit whispers, listen. For your destiny is waiting, and the only thing that can rob you of it is your own hesitation. Choose faith, and you will never know regret. Ignore faith, and regret will never leave your side. The choice is yours, but I urge you, for the sake of your destiny, for the sake of the life you were born to live, choose faith.